Hello everyone, we are super happy today because we're going to talk about our ARMA devices. So ARMA series means that they're ready for everything. We're going to see today our splitters, RadioGate, that they are our wireless equipment, and our ArtGates, that they are our nodes. So those devices have been tested in several weather conditions, under the rain, the snow, also in very hot places as well. So I want to introduce my colleagues. So Dan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello everybody, I'm Dan, I'm a sales engineer for Sundrax Electronics and I have a background in architectural and theatrical lighting design. And my colleague Harry.
Hi, I'm Harry. I'm also a sales engineer here at Sundrax, but my background is theatrical lighting, programming, control, maintenance.
So great. Well, let's start with the first device, the ArtGate Arma.
There you go.
Node.
Yeah, so the ArtGate Arma has an IP65 metal casing with cable glands. It supports, well, it has 2 Ethernet ports, whereas competitors only have 1. It's PoE support. It supports various networking protocols such as ArtNets 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a whole load of others. It weighs only 0.85 grams. Full protection from dust and smoke, which will obviously increase the product's life expectancy. The operating temperatures are pretty incredible at -40 degrees all the way up to 70 degrees C. So it can work in basically any weather conditioning you throw at it. All of our devices have maximum surge protection, so you always have that safety when it comes to power. And obviously works of power supplies ranging from 90 all the way up to 250 VAC. As you can see, there are, so I'm going to just show you the device. So you can see that there are no internal fans on the device or grills, so it doesn't overheat. And if you just look, there's also a master IP just there. So it's a master IP that never gets lost, so you can always go back into it and edit any of the settings if you need to restore the settings or anything like that. And it, for weighing 0.85 and it being a metal case, it's pretty good.
And we've got a little promotional video for one of the projects that's been used on for you to see.
So yeah, this is one of our projects in Caloundra, Australia, and we were using ArtGate Arma here.
Yeah. There's 1,500 LEDs, which the ArtGate Armas are controlling to create a speckledy, ribbony effect above the street.
It's very beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And how this project, we have so many more projects like this.
Yep.
With the same equipment, ArtGate Arma.
But it's also really good to just see decorative lighting being used in our streets more and more onto the Splitter Duo Arma. Now this is one of our splitter devices, and as it's Arma, IP65 rated, and the Duo in the Splitter Duo Arma stands for its dual channel. So this device can be used as either a 1-to-5 or as 2 separate 1-to-2 splitters. So the 6 DMX inputs and outputs, by using our dip switch configuration, can be assigned to either of those modes. Now, because it's IP65, this is the ideal solution for DMX networks in environments that don't have particularly ideal conditions, either in exterior environments or in interior environments where there's maybe high humidity, there's not so great like dust protection in the atmosphere, so like a high dust atmosphere, or just somewhere where it's a bit damp, like near maybe some piping, just so you need that little bit of extra protection for your network. It's brilliant for that. All of the ports on this device are galvanically isolated, and all of the cables are protected by cable glands. So this means that if, for any reason, one of your DMX ports gets connected to the ground or gets connected to live, there's protection for all of the other ports because they're mutually galvanically isolated. And heat is controlled in this device passively, like with the ArtGate Arma. So you never have to worry about the device overheating. And this also means it's very quiet, so they can be installed anywhere you need them to be. They won't disturb anybody. No, it won't call attention to the device. So if that's audience or customers walking through a space or anybody who's anywhere near your installation, they won't hear a noise, which is brilliant. And all of our splitters function in a similar way. Like, they're all the same, other than the fact that they have different configurations. So we've got rack mounted, truss mounted, Arma, DIN, board. But for today, Arma. Cool. Now, the multiple modes can be configured using the dip switches, which are in the center of the device. And I'll just show you that on an actual version of the device right now. So as you can see, this is the device itself. We've got all of the ports around here. As you can see up in this top-hand corner, this is the power input, DMX input 1, and then we've got output 1 and 2. And then DMX output 3 can also be configured to be input 2. And then you've got output 4 and 5. And as you can see in the center, that's where you do your dip switch control, right there. The different modes for the splitter are very important, and there are a few different options for you. So with dip switch 1, you can either have RDM enabled or disabled. This is really useful if you're using RDM or non-RDM devices in your network, as if you have non-RDM compatible devices in your network and your controller and splitter is putting out RDM, you can end up with a lot of noise in your network, which can cause flickering or like dysfunctionality within those fixtures, which is going to mess up your design. And obviously we've spoken about the dual splitter mode. This is controlled in dip switch 2. And then we've got a few more advanced modes for when you're using signals in RS-48 based systems and networks, for example, Modbus. So these are pretty complicated networking options that are used for like advanced applications. I would recommend contacting ourselves or support if you intend to use these, as we have a lot of technical support to allow people to work out the exact application for these. And it's always best to go through us. So contact us or contact Sundrax support and we'll help you the best we can. Like, all of this is just an example of the variety in the functionality of our devices, which is everything that a designer wants from their networks and their products that they use. If you can have that extra functionality, Sundrax is, if you need it, Sundrax is your place.
Exactly.
Exactly. And here you can see a standard connection scheme for the device. This has got a theatrical control desk plugged into it, but you can have any controller you want, any kind of architectural controller or theatrical controller or any controller you need. And as you can see, we've got the DMX port 3 being an input and an output, and then theatrical fixtures attached to everything else. There are a lot of advantages to using this device, and here are just a few of them. So the bidirectional nature of the splitter means you can actually record data and get data from your network, allowing you to fault find and like automatically address, which is brilliant for when you're using RDM, but again, that can be turned off if you need. It can function as a single or two independent splitters, as we spoke about earlier with the double dip switches. The galvanic isolation, that's kind of standard on all Sundrax devices. And multiple operating modes, very, very high versatility in that, IP65 rating for exterior use. Now, all of these Arma devices have been tested in multiple weather conditions. We really know that they can take it. They're really brilliant for that. And we have a 3-year warranty, which not many other manufacturers do. There's a very wide operating temperature, which Harry touched on earlier. This is standard for pretty much all Sundrax devices because we want all of our clients to be able to use them wherever they are in the world for whatever application they're used on. And again, very thoroughly tested. Very low power consumption in this device, only 5 watts, truss and surface mounting. So we've got mounting kits for you, like they can come as accessories. So whatever your mounting needs, Sundrax can help you out on that. And we have Ultra Start Reboot, which all of our devices come with. So if there's a power cut, your device is going to reboot very, very quickly. And the device is also one of the smallest on the market and one of the lightest. And the same with the Arma, full metal case. It's brilliant for all applications. Cool. And now we'll talk about RadioGate.
Yeah, as Daniel mentioned before, it's brilliant for all applications. So I can say that by myself. I saw some devices like hanging from Christmas trees, so in outdoor installations for architecture lighting, facade lighting, but also this type of devices, wireless equipment, nodes of the splitters, they also go very well for festivals, concerts, or even open venues like open theaters or stuff like that. So they really are help. They really help in those installations as well. So I want to talk about RadioGate Arma. This is I'm going to show you the device right now. I have it here. So this is our RadioGate. It has one single port, as we can see here, the DMX port. So it's bidirectional. It means that we can set this port as in or out as we want. Also, the configuration of this device is very, very easy. So we have two buttons here. So if we press the two buttons at the same time, we can change the direction of the device. It can be receiver or transmitter. So depends of your installation, of course. To link all devices, we just keep pressing this button for a little while, 5 seconds, and then it detects automatically all devices connected in the area, so they link between themselves. So you don't have to do much. It's very, very easy to set it up. Well, with this antenna, we can transmit signal as far as 200 meters. Sometimes I have some customers that they say 300 meters or even more, but to be protected, so we just say 200 meters, like direct communication, right? But we also have like antennas that they help us to boost the signal. And for example, this one that I have here is an accessory. So sometimes we can transmit signal as well, like 1.5 kilometers. That's more than enough, of course. Well, I don't know if you heard before about AFA. We work with that, so it helps to protect the devices from disturbance from other equipment. For example, with audio, it happens that in some installations they have also like audio wireless equipment, and sometimes they have interference with our lighting equipment, but we are protected. It's not going to happen with our devices because of that. So you can have like a secure, you can be safe, you can have like the security that is not going to happen that. Well, we have other device as well that is more interesting, I would say, is this one. It's called RadioGate Arma Plus. This device has also like Ethernet connection. We allow us to connect via Ethernet, via web interface. So through the web interface, we can set the device as a node, for example. It has two antennas. So we work with one antenna, we can control 2 DMX ports, and with the second antenna, we can control other 2 DMX ports. So in total, we can have up to 4 DMX ports. But if you have like a specific requirement with only 2 or only 1, we can make it for you guys. So talking about this technology, we have a very specific technology. We call it VDMX. It's based on Bluetooth 5.0. So, but we work with a standard frequency 2.4. That is the standard Bluetooth as well. So they have also PoE, which is very, very important, especially for outdoor installations that we can, and wireless communication that we try to avoid the wiring. So this is very, very useful as well. As my colleagues mentioned before, mainly of our equipment has full galvanic isolation ports. That is also very important. And they can work in high voltage, up to 300 volts, all our equipment. For those countries that they have power cuts, so this is very, very important that they know about this. Well, just to finish, I want to add that all our equipment, especially our outdoor equipment, is a very smart choice for outdoor installations, especially this Arma equipment. So many people say like, why you don't do like IP66, but we can tell by experience that the IP65 that we have in our equipment is really good. So we haven't had issues in our installations. And so we are based in London. Here rains a lot, and we have many installations running with this equipment, and nothing happened until yet. So we want to thank you guys for watching us. We will continue doing these videos.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks guys. And hopefully we'll see you all at the next one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye
Bye.
guys.